I'll tell you what, guys, what we found on this 36 horse. So this is the one that I had first start in, I don't know, it's 35 years or so. So we went ahead this time. We decided we're going to go ahead and, since it runs and it's not knocking or anything, the motor actually sounded really good. We decided to go ahead and buy some of these J-tubes, and I did a video on the how to rebuild these a little bit on the heater boxes. So you can actually buy the J-tube attachments for those if you didn't know. If you're just new on this video, maybe you didn't watch the other video. So we're actually going to fire this thing up again. We decided to go ahead and fire it up again, and then because what happened during the last video is the camera memory ran out, so we didn't run it for very long on the video, and we're actually so shocked that it started we forgot to make an additional video to show you guys how it runs after. So because it was like no compression and it ran. So anyway, but it's we're gonna go ahead and start this up again for the first time since then. We went ahead and, like I said, we would fix these. We kind of temporarily put some clamps on here. If you see, those are not Volkswagen clamps, but we had some pipe laying around, and those mufflers are like super expensive and hard to find. So we wanted to also be able to just pull off later on, but we're afraid to pull off the front muffler on this thing for fear that more than likely it's not going to come off, you know, without some major problems. Maybe the head studs will break out, which we showed you in the last. And if you're wondering how to get those off, go to the heater box video and it's going to show you how to do that. So anyway, so again, for the first time since then, we were going to go ahead and fire this thing up. Maybe we're going to get a timing light out, check it. Just kind of doing the intro right now. Figure that out in a second and get right back to you. All right, so we're going to let the fuel pump up real quick, and then we'll grab that timing light real quick. We're going to check the timing, see where it's at. Maybe it's right on, that'd be funny. So yeah, this motor's now kind of mocked up for like a spare motor if something goes out. We could always just wire up the regulator on 12 volts or run it as a 6 volt by putting the regulator from the other car on it. And we're just going to kind of leave the wires off on that. But you can use a 6 volt generator. It'll actually charge at 12 volts if the generator is good. One of these things you always check is to make sure it has a timing marker, and we're going to go ahead and mark the timing on it with a yellow pen. So what we do is we do that with a paint marker, and we put it on both sides so it's easier to see. Alright, so we're ready to go. Let's see what happens here. Smoky. Almost sounds like you got one cylinder's a little missy. It could be a tight valve or something. You want to check the total advance? Run the total advance on it. Probably put it at like 60. 30 or 28 idle. 28 idle? I don't know. Put that at 15. Probably the vacuum advance isn't even working. I don't see anything. It's at 28 all the time. The way you said it that way, I probably take a run. Yeah, so it's at 28 all the time, and it'll run on that. the vacuum or the vent is all just probably frozen in the distributor. Still runs. So we're going to go ahead shut this thing off, and then we'll check the compression. Let you guys know the numbers on that. All right, so we're going to pull out the spark plugs. Take a look here. Yeah, it looks like it's kind of black. I don't know if you guys can see that. It's kind of black. Not too bad. A little hot. Not that hot. Didn't run it for very long. Let's pull this one out, take a look. That one looks like it's been just gas, so I'm going to say that that valve's probably tight. Probably check those in a little minute. Let's check the other side. These guys are in the picture here. So let's take a look. We're going to do this on, I figure we'll do this live. I'd say that one's pretty wet. Let's take a look at this one. I don't know. It could have been just like when we shut it down. They all look a little bit wet. So, yeah, kind of black. Everything's kind of black. But they look, I mean, the spark plugs are in great shape. So we'll go ahead and run a compression test. Let's start with number one. Let's see this on here. Let's see if we can get this in the camera. That'd be cool. Let's do it live. Ready? Wow. 90. That's, or 100. That's really not bad for 36 horse. That's a fire. So put the next one in and check it right here. Let's see. We're at 90. I don't know if you guys can see that. Looks like it's kind of... Anyway, 90. Not bad. So I guess it is. Those two cylinders are definitely firing. Let's take a look at the other side. Set this down here. Make sure you guys can see. Yeah, there we go. They're going to number 3. Okay, so get it live. Here we go. Yep, a little over 90, about 95 to 100, somewhere there. Not bad. I mean, it seems like we have compression. We'll have to probably check the valve adjustment. I think we got some 36 horsepower valve covers. Seals, I'm sure they're going to just be totally rotten. All right, oh, let me clear this out. Okay. Ooh, yeah, as I thought, that one, there's the wettest one. 60 on that one. So yeah, we got one that's probably not firing. I'm sure that one's not firing. That's 60. So anyway, we'll check the valves real quick, and we'll let you know what we came up with. We'll run the valve numbers on that and check it out. It is running just stock at 28 degrees. I don't know if you could hear me. It doesn't have any, the advance is just stuck in the distributor. But it'll run at 28 degrees. You know, it's a little bit advanced. You know, it'll be a little bit harder to start, maybe. But especially when it's hot, it might be a little harder to start. But it would actually run just like that. So we'll check the next. We'll go ahead and check the valves real quick on this cylinder. Let's see what's happening. Just for you guys, for nostalgia purposes, check out that wrench, man. That's our 30 millimeter. Cool. So we set it at top dead center, number 1. We're going to go ahead and check the valves on number 1 first. Yeah, just we noticed some some exhaust coming out of here, and so we're going to go ahead and retorque the heads as well before we check them. So it's always a good idea to retorque the heads, and then you never know, you might have a case to pull. Who knows? We'll see. Right, so we're going to go ahead and retorque those heads, see where they're at. Yeah, we get a little. It wasn't that bad. We weren't liking the lifters though. Pull one out. Yeah, sure. Look at that. It's no good. I think they were flat. And they're like chiseled off almost looking. So, yep, those lifters, probably the cam's probably going flat. It's not helping anything. This thing's got to come apart. It ran. Yeah. Yeah. They're all torqued okay. And the threads are not ruined or anything. What's the other lifters look like? Probably the same. Yeah, they're not supposed to be like that. Or maybe they are. Because look at the flat spot in there. It only goes in one way. I don't know.
So this one's got a burr on it right there for sure.
Yeah. That one's got a burr on the edge. You see right there, it's been laying over the edge of the cam. I mean, they're probably okay. Right.
So what this is going to be used for?
Yeah. If it's just a spare motor, it'd probably run like this for years.
Ran like that for years?
Probably ran like that for years, yeah. Really. Alright. They're not supposed to be flat, I don't think. They were just like that. I don't know. I don't take apart 36 horse. We used to throw them away. These were throwaway motors. Everybody wants them. Oh wow, look at that. It's totally. Let me see. That is. It looks like it's like. Yeah, it's got a nasty mount to the edge. That one. It looks like it's. Yeah, that cam's. Yeah, it'll probably run. Probably fine for many years, but who knows? It's probably got 1,000,000 miles on this motor. Doesn't look that dirty inside. Anyway, we'll check the other side. I'll talk to you guys in the next portion here. We're going to have to cut this off for a little bit. Now these ones are just a little bit tight, but nothing really serious. I mean, they still had gap to them. So we'll let you know on the next cylinder. These ones they're nothing really tight. All right, so number 2 was it's just a little tiny bit tight, not really, not much. Probably was, you know, we set them at 4 like the original on these. You know, not like the later specs were 6, but that was probably because people didn't adjust them as much as they should. So in this, all right, so this side the head was yeah, a quarter turn loose. It wasn't that bad really, just typical normal stuff. You see this side was tight, number 4?
They're all tight.
All of them are tight, number 3 and 4. Go figure. Right, so number 4 was really pretty tight, so that would probably explain the compression numbers. We're going to go ahead and put the valve cover back on, and we're going to just, we've got the other spark plugs on the other side, but we're going to go ahead and run the compression on number 4 and see if it came back up so you guys can see the number on that. Okay, so we got it plugged into number 4, we're going to go ahead and run it. Let's see what's at. Go ahead. Well, it went up to 70.
10%.
Not much. Did we even get anything? You guys tell me. I don't know. I don't remember what the other one was. 60 or 70 maybe? 65? We're at 65. You know, after we run it for a minute, maybe it'll be better, but it's hard to say. You know, it might just need to run for a little while to get that that last, you know, the sticky ring, or it could be the little bit of grab that socket for the spark plug. It could be a little bit of it could be the valve's got a little bit of rust around the seats, you know, something like that. Maybe that valve was open, you know. all this time, and just sometimes just running it for a little while will actually, you know, cure the problem. So maybe we'll do that. We'll just go ahead and put you guys on pause for a second, put the spark plugs back in, and we'll fire it up again. See if it runs any better. All right, so let's. What do you guys think? We should fire it up again? All right, let's check it out. A couple earwigs just kind of hanging around. Thought we got them all out, but they had a pretty big nest of them. That one's got a little bit of valve bypass. this the whole motor off?
Yeah.
I was gonna say we could turn the fuel pump off and
Oh, you just pull the gas.
yeah. If we had the fuel pump off, we'd know if it's working. I don't know. Maybe it is. Maybe not.
Oh, I ran it with the fuel pump off just to dry the carb out. And this thing runs forever. 36, this thing uses no fuel, so it's like,
Yeah.
I'm sitting
It's
over
like-
the clock, like, very much a sundial waiting for this thing to run.
Yeah, it's just like, yeah, it's not gonna. Yeah, it's pretty good on gas. So anyway, well, I don't know. Anything else you guys want to see? Let me know. Please comment. We'd love to hear what you guys have to say, good or bad. I don't know. This motor's in. I mean, it's wore out. You can hear when you give it up to the higher RPMs. It's kind of a little bit, but it's not bad. You know. I mean, this thing could be driven like this probably for. It probably drove like this for like whatever until probably got 200,000 miles or more on it. And you know, these old 36s, they couldn't hurt themselves. So, and it's out of a 57 or no 55. So we figured by the numbers. You guys can look it up. Look it up on the Samba and let me know what you guys found.
There's a stamping on the side right here too. I think that's the Green Man number.
Yeah, there's an original number there. Tell me what you guys think. 1151940. When I looked it up, I found that was August of 55, I think. So it could have been put in a 56 car, could have been in a 55, late 55, probably 56. I figured they made the motors, you know, right before the August, and they built the car in September, right? So that's my guess. I don't know. Anyway, let us know what you think. Talk to you next video. Please like, share, and subscribe.